Okay, let the pen to work. So in last class, it will summarize what we have discussed from your book. Uh, yeah. So we have discussed about your signals as well as your mathematical representation, how we can represent your signals by the help of a mathematical equation like your voltage or a current or any EMF or anything you can able to represent. Similarly, the acceleration of a motorbike or the speed of motorbike can be also be represented by the help of a mathematical equations. As we have discussed in last class that if we are giving a supply voltage that is equal to Vs to a resistor and connected in series with a capacitor, then this equation, the current will be represented in the form of mathematical equations. So that you can we have discussed. So now today we'll just discuss about our energy signals as well as power signals. What do you mean by energy signal as well as power signal? So I'm just directly showing from the book. Suppose I'm applying a voltage that is equal to Vt across a resistor that is equal to R. So now what will happen? So as the path is closed, so the current which is flowing through the resistor, that will be represented by I is equal to V by or Vt by that is equal to R. Suppose I am interested in computing the power of this circuit, or then I can write that is equal to Pt is equal to Vt into It. So if we substitute It is equal to that is equal to Vt by R, so this is equal to V square T by R. So if this resistor which is connected in series with the voltage having a unity resistance, then I can say Pt is equal to nothing but your V square T. So what is this power? So power can be represented as the total energy expended over the time interval that is equal to T1 less than T is less than T2. So that means how much energy we are expanding, that is expending during the interval T1 to T2, that is known as your power. So how we can represent this energy that is equal to, if we will perform the integration over from T1 to T2, that is equal to Pt dt. So that it will be given rise to T1 to T2 1 by R V square T dt. So now if we will compute this, that is equal to, this is nothing but your power from the time interval that is equal to T1 to T2. Now what will be the average power? Your average power is nothing but it will divide your time that is equal to 1 upon T2 minus T1, as it is given in this equation. Here 1 is missing, so 1 upon T2 minus T1 integration T1 to T2 Pt dt. So that will give rise to 1 upon T2 minus T1 T1 to T2 1 by R V square T dt. Right. So now in this case, if we will consider this R is equal to that is equal to 1, so this will give rise to V square T. So this is with respect to a voltage, right? Suppose you have some arbitrary signal that is equal to X of T. Now how will calculate the power? Your power is nothing but your T1 to T2 xt square dt. So which is represented like this. So this is, in this case, your signal is continuous in nature, that is represented by xt. And when the signal is discrete in nature, that will be represented by x of n. That means the signal has a magnitude or a value at a discrete interval of time. So when we are considering a discrete interval of time, so now in this case, instead of writing the integration T1 to T2, I will write the summation that is from N1 to N2. That means the signal is varying, or the signal is present during the interval that is equal to N1 to N2. When I am considering the interval N1 to N2, that means how many number of samples it can able to accommodate. The number of samples that it can able to accommodate, that is equal to N2 minus N1 plus 1. Right. So this is all about the power of a signal. So now we understood from this expression that the power and the energy of a signal over any infinite time interval, if we will calculate, then how will you calculate over an infinite interval of time? So that can be represented as E of infinite So that means the energy over an infinite interval that can be represented equal to limit t tends to infinite, and we are taking the integration minus t to t xt square dt. So this will give rise to your energy. Your energy is equal to nothing but as t is tending towards infinite, so I can write that is equal to integration minus infinite to infinite xt square dt. So this is called your energy. So this energy is nothing but the energy of the signal of a continuous signal that will be represented as integration minus infinite to infinite xt square dt. Now, what is the energy of a discrete signal? The energy of a discrete signal can be computed as E of infinite, that is equal to limit capital N tends to infinite, n is equal to minus n to n xn square. So that will be as n is tending towards infinite. So instead of writing n is equal to minus n to n, so I can write that is equal to n is equal to minus infinite to infinite xn square. So this is the way how we are calculating the energy. So when we are calculating the energy of a signal, it may take some finite value, it may take some infinite value, it may take some value like that is equal to 0. So what is called your energy signal? So energy signal is a signal which has a finite energy and 0 average power. So that means it will compute the power within that means from T1 to T2, then it will give rise to your 0 average power. Now what is the power? So how we are calculating the power? Basically your power, as already I have told you, the power of a signal can be calculated as P of infinite, that is equal to limit t tends to infinite 1 upon 2t, where this 2t is representing the average power, and that will be from minus t1 to t2 or minus t to t, that is xt square dt. So this 1 upon 2t basically represent the averaging of this power, right? So this is the way how we are calculating the power, average power in case of your continuous domain. Now if you are interested in calculating the power in case of a discrete domain, then you have to write limit n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1, n is equal to minus n to n xn square. So that means xn is a discrete component. Now whenever we are talking about a power signal, basically a power signal is a signal which has a finite power and infinite energy, right? So if the energy is infinite and power is finite, then it is called a power signal. So what is the energy signal? An energy signal is a signal which has a finite energy and 0 average power. I hope it is clear to all of you. So whenever these two conditions are not satisfied, then we can say that signal is neither energy nor power signal. Anybody has any doubt, please let me do one more problem. My whiteboard is not working. Just a minute. 1 second, I will try to open the whiteboard. Yeah, I hope that comes. Yeah. Now see. Now let's just do some solutions. I have told you in the I have told you that there are two signals. One is your energy signal and another is your power signal. So energy signal has energy equal to finite and power is equal to 0. That means it has 0 average power. And what is the power signal? Power signal is a signal that has a finite power. That is power is finite. And that is equal to 0. So infinite energy. So I can write energy equal to infinite. And if these conditions are not satisfied, that means sometimes what will happen? We will get energy equal to infinite. Power is also will get infinite. Sometimes you will get energy equal to 0 and power is also equal to 0. So if these type of conditions are there, then it is neither energy nor power. So these type of signals are there. Now I'll just do one numerical and I will just give an example to you and tell you or to calculate whether it is a power signal or an energy signal. So let me do one problem. So I will take an example that is equal to half to the power n into n. Right? understand this signal. Suppose I have a signal that is equal to x of n is equal to half to the power n in u of n. What does it mean? First we have to understand. So we have to calculate whether this signal is energy signal or power signal or neither energy nor power. So so before coming to this calculation part, first we should understand what is this xn. Xn is a discrete signal. That means it has a discrete value. Try to understand very carefully. What is UN? UN is nothing but a unity step signal in discrete domain. In last class, we have discussed about your unity step signal in continuous domain. So what is unity step signal? Just once again, I am recalling your memory. A unity step signal is a signal which has a magnitude is equal to 1 for t is greater than 0 if it is continuous. So this is equal to ut. So this is called your time t, and this is equal to 0. So now that means when t is greater than 0, so that means I can write your unity step signal has a magnitude of 1 when t is greater than equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. So this is the unity step signal in case of continuous domain. Now, if I will calculate or if I will say that unity step signal in discrete domain, so how will I write? So that means for n is equal to 0, I am getting a magnitude. That means I will get a sample here. For n is equal to 1, I will get a sample. That means it has again magnitude 1. For n equal to 2, I will get again a value that is equal to. So that means this will continue. So that means this is called your unity step signal in discrete domain. I hope it is clear to all of you. If anybody has any doubt, please tell me, because we are at the basic stage. So un, I can write mathematically as un is equal to 1 for n is greater than or equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. So this is called your unity step signal in case of a discrete domain. Now, what is the question is given? Question is given that is half to the power n u of n. Suppose I will see or I will realize what is half to the power n in graphical way. So that means n is nothing but for different value of n, I will get different values of this half to. If I will plot it for n equal to 0, so this is equal to n. So if I will take n is equal to 0, this half to the power n, that is equal to 1. Try to understand very carefully. Now, if I will take n is equal to 1, then this will give rise to half. Half means it will be somewhere here. So n is equal to 1, this will become equal to half. So n is equal to 2, this will become equal to 1 by 4. This will be somewhere here. Are you getting my? So this is n equal to 2. Again, it is equal to n is equal to 3. That is will become equal to 1 by 8. So 1 by 4, 1 by 8. So like this. So that means it is a decreasing value. Are you getting my point? Anybody has any doubt? Please tell me. So now, when I will multiply this signal, that is equal to half to the power n with un. Just to see, that means the value of n equal to 0 for half to the power n is get multiplied with the value of un at n equal to 0. So that means when I will multiply these two signals, I will get the output is like this. One more thing I have forgotten to tell you. So that means if for n equal to -1, so how much it will be? So that is equal to 2 to the power, that is equal to 1 by 2 to the power -1. So that will be equal to how much? It will become equal to, for n equal to -1, you will get some value, right? So you will get, so that means for positive as well as negative, also you are getting the values in case of half to the power n. For n equal to -1. Similarly, n equal to -2, you will get some value like this. So now, when I will multiply these two signals, now see, this signal half to the power n has the values for both positive time as well as for the negative time. But in case of your un, it is only existing for your positive time. So that is equal to n equal to 0, n equal to 1, n equal to 2, like this. So now, when I will multiply these things, that means what I will get? So that means the value of n equal to 0 for half to the power n is get multiplied with the value at n equal to 0 of u of n. So that means you will get is equal to half. Similarly, the value at this point is get multiplied with the value at this point. So that will be giving rise to that is equal to how much? So this is equal to 1. Then this will be equal to half. then again it will be multiplied with value at n equal to 2, so that is equal to 1 by 4, like that. So this is the way how we are doing it. So this is get multiplied, and this process will continue. So this value I can say this is my x of n. So what is your x of n? That is equal to half to the power n into u of n, right? So there, that means you will see that in this case there is no values is present for n is less than 0. So you cannot able to get any values, right? So this is the thing that we are getting here. Now we have to calculate the energy as well as power of the signal. What is the energy of a signal in case of discrete domain? Just now I have told the energy of a signal in discrete domain can be represented by summation n is equal to minus infinite to infinite x of n
whole square,
right? So now you just see what is x of n. X of n is a signal which is nothing but half to the power n u of n, and this is only existing from n is equal to 0 to infinite. Are you getting? For n is equal to 0 to minus infinite, there is no values. Why there is no values? Because un is not existing for n is less than 0, because this un has a 0 value at less than 0. So that's why this will multiply, it will become equal to 0. So now if I will substitute this half to the power n u of n, so this limit will become equal to summation n is equal to 0 to infinite half to the power n, right? So un is not required because it is un is only a unity value. So that means it is n is equal to 0 to infinite half to the power n. So if we will calculate half to the power n,
sir, 2n, sir.
Yeah, half to the power n whole square. Yeah, clear? So now how much it will be? This is nothing but summation. I can write n is equal to 0 to infinite 1 by 4, or I can say 1 by 2 to the power 2 to the power n. Any problem? So that is equal to nothing but your summation n is equal to 0 to infinite 1 by 4 to the power n. There is a formula. I don't know whether you have studied in your mathematics or not. Summation n is equal to 0 to infinite a to the power n, where a is a finite value that will be represented by 1 upon 1 minus a. Yes or no? Have you studied this? That is summation n is equal to 0 to infinite a to the power n, that is equal to its value is equal to 1 upon 1 minus a. So now if I will substitute this formula at this point, so this value will become equal to 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 4. So how much it will be? That will be coming to be 4 by 3. So in this case energy is finite, right? Now we have to calculate what is the power of this case. So now in order to calculate the power, what is the formula I have told in case of your power? That means power is equal to nothing but 1 upon 2n plus 1 summation n is equal to minus n to n x of n whole square. And in this case you have to take limit n tends to infinite, right? So now if I substitute this value, then how much I am getting? So that will be equal to limit n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1 summation n equal to minus n to capital N to n. What is xn? Xn is equal to nothing but your half to the power n, right? So as this is only existing form for the positive time, so this can be represented as n is equal to 0 to n. So I can write n is equal to, instead of minus n to n, I can write n is equal to 0 to n half to the power n to the power total square. So that means I can write the same way this, or half to the power n, this total can be represented as 1 by 4 to the power n. So I can write 1 by 4 to the power n. Any doubt? So now, so as this is equal to n is equal to 1 by 4 to the power n this. Again, in your plus 2 or in the case of your mathematics, you have studied one formula that is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to n a to the power n. What is the value? That is equal to 1 minus a to the power n plus 1 divided by 1 minus a. So this formula you just, yeah. So now just to substitute this value, that is equal to limit n tends to 0, n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1 and just substitute this value, that is 1 minus 1 by 4 to the power n plus 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 4. Now, how much it will be? If we'll just put the limit is equal to infinite, n tends to infinite, so then how much it will be? This value will become equal to how much? So as this n tends to infinite, so this is equal to infinite by infinite form. So you cannot directly apply. You have to apply some L'Hospital rule and just do the simplification and put some n tends to infinite. So if we'll do it, then we'll see that this value will become equal to 0. You know L'Hospital rule and all. So just put that value and calculate it. So this value is coming to be 0. So in this case, your average power is equal to 0. So that means from this we know that for this signal xn, that is equal to half to the power n, u of n has energy that is equal to finite. How much you are getting in this case energy? That is equal to 4 by 3. And what is the power we got? We got the power that is equal to 0. So as energy is finite and power is equal to 0, this signal is called the energy signal. Are you getting my point? So now we'll take another example for your simplicity. We'll see whether it is an energy signal or a power signal. Suppose I will take n into un. The second example I will take. Suppose xn is a signal which is represented by n into un. So calculate or check whether this is an energy signal or a power signal. Yes, can you able to calculate it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell how much energy we are getting in this case. So just use the formula, that is equal to energy is equal to summation is equal to minus infinite to infinite x of n square, right? So that means how much it will be? That is equal to, as it is multiplied with u of n. So that now the limit will become equal to n is equal to 0 to infinite n square, right? So now how much it will be? It will take n is equal to 0 to infinite n square. So this value will become equal to how much? Infinite. Now what will be power? Power is equal to nothing but limit n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1 summation n is equal to minus n to n xn square, right? So now as this is nothing but n into un, so I can write limit n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1 summation n is equal to 0 to n square. Am I right or not? So now in this case, how much it will become? So this will again, it will become equal to, because it will apply L'Hospital rule, you will see that this n will be removed. So yeah, so this will become equal to also infinite. So in this case, energy is equal to infinite and power is also equal to infinite. So that means I told you there are certain conditions in which your energy is finite, power is equal to 0, that will give rise to your energy signal. There are certain signals in which your energy is infinite and power is equal to finite, that will nothing but your power signals. There are certain signals, these two conditions will not hold good, and that is neither energy nor power. So this is called your neither energy signal, neither energy, or this is called your nor power, right? So now I'm giving another example to you. So this is the example that we have discussed in case of your discrete domain. Now we'll see one example in case of your continuous domain. I will give one example in case of your continuous domain. Suppose xt is equal to t. So whether it is an energy signal or a power signal. So in this case, I have representing the signal in continuous domain. So whether it is an energy signal or power signal, just do it. Just simply apply the, or you can say T into UT also you can take, not an issue. But I have given T, or make it more simple, T into UT. So now what is this signal? Basically T is a signal which is nothing but linearly increasing with respect to time. So this is called your T, right? So now what is UT? UT is nothing but it is a signal which is only existing for your positive time. This is your T, right? When I will multiply these two signals, then how much I will get? So I will get the signal
Infinite,
because
sir.
in the negative side this is equal to 0. So this will give rise to only this part, right? So this is nothing but your T into UT. Am I right? So now what is your energy? Energy is equal to, in case of your continuous domain, there will be no summation. It will be equal to minus integration minus infinite to infinite x of t whole square into dt, right? So that means as it is given t into u t, it will become equal to 0 to infinite t square into dt. I hope everybody knows the integration. Can you able to calculate what will be the value? That is equal to nothing but your t to the power 3 divided by 3, and the limit will become equal to 0 to infinite. So this value will become equal to infinite. Yes, am I right? So now what will be the power for this case?
Power is also infinite.
So what is the formula for power? Power is equal to limit t tends to infinite 1 upon 2t integration minus capital T to t xt whole square dt, right? So now I can write that is equal to limit t tends to infinite 1 upon 2t integration 0 to t, because this xt is nothing but your t into ut. So that is equal to t square into dt, right? So now if we'll take the integration, that is equal to 1 upon 2t, this will become equal to t to the power 3 by t to the power q by 3, and you have to put the limit that is equal to 0 to t. So if we'll put the limit, how much it will become? So limit t tends to infinite, so this will become equal to 1 upon 2t into t to the power q divided by 3. So that will be given rise to t square by so t will cancel, so this will become equal to limit t tends to infinite, limit t tends to infinite, that is equal to how much? T square by 6. So this will be how much? So this is again, it will become equal to infinite. So that means in this case, you got your energy is equal to infinite and power is also equal to infinite. So this signal is neither energy nor power signal. I hope it is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Or anybody has any doubt? So now I'm giving another signal to you. Suppose just to do it by yourself. Suppose a signal xn is given as or represented as u of n minus u of n minus 6. Now, in this case, your shifting property is coming into picture. We'll not calculate your energy or power directly. Just we'll try to understand what is this u of n minus u of n minus 6. What is un? Un is a signal which is existing from n equal to 0 to infinite. That means for n equal to 0, you will get a value. Or I can say for n equal to 0, you will get a value. For n equal to 1, you will get a value. For n equal to 2, you will get a value. So this is 0, 1, 2, up to like this. So this is your n. And this is your u of n. And what is the magnitude? Magnitude is equal to 1. Now what is n minus 6? N minus 6 represent. That means the signal is shifted by 6 unit. So that means this is called your time shifting. So what is your time shifting? Now we'll take u of n. So this is equal to 0. This is equal to 1. This is equal to 2. Similarly 3, 4, 5, and this is equal to 6. That means your samples will start from here. Am I right or not? So then equal to 6 you will get a sample. Then 7 you will get a sample. Like this. So this is your n. And this is called your u of n minus 6. Any doubt? Please tell me. right? So that means this is called your time shifting. That means this UN is shifted 6 units. So 0 to 5, that is equal to total 6 units towards right. So this is called your shifting. That is called your lagging signal, right? So now if I will subtract this part from here, then how much I will get? If I will perform the subtraction, because all are unity, so these are nothing but your magnitude is equal to 1 in this case. This is case also 1. So now if I will subtract, so this is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that means this part as well as this part in both the cases are equal. So that means these two parts will be cancelled out. So only what will be remaining? Your remaining will be nothing but this part. So your output will become equal to how much? So you will get for n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 will get the samples. Am I right? I hope it is clear to all of you, or anybody has any doubt, please tell. So this is nothing but your u of n minus u of n minus 6. Anybody has any doubt, please tell me. Yesterday we have discussed about your shifting, time shifting. What is this time shifting? Just now I have discussed. Yes? Any questions, any queries, please tell me. Nobody is responding? Yeah. Sanjay, Pavitra, Winston. Oh. Yes.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt.
Yeah, okay, fine. So now,
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please tell, please.
Sir, I don't understand what are we doing in that energy, power and all, sir. Why are we firing and adding? What are we doing actually, sir?
Why I am adding means I'm not getting it.
Like,
have to
how are
calculate the
we?
energy.
Yeah, how does it give
Yeah.
the energy, sir? Firing and adding.
How it is giving energy? No, one signal is given to you. You have to calculate whether it is or you have to say whether it is an energy signal or a power signal. How will you say that it is energy signal or power signal? For that reason, you have to calculate your energy and you have to calculate your power. If energy is finite and power is equal to 0, this is called your energy signal. If energy is equal to infinite and power is equal to finite, then this is called your power signal. Right? If both are infinite or both are zeros, then this will give rise to your light energy nor power signal. So in this case, I have one example that is equal to un minus u of n minus 6, and I am telling you to calculate whether this or check whether it is an energy signal or it is a power signal. Right? So you have to check it
So
whether
it is not actually energy, but we are finding it to find if it's energy signal or not.
No, how you say that this is not actually energy?
I don't know, sir. Like, I don't understand how firing and adding will give us energy.
Where we are adding?
Summation we are doing that, sir.
That means you have not listened my first statement. Suppose you have a voltage source, right?
Yes, sir.
And it is connected with a resistor. So that is equal to V, this is equal to R. So what is the current flowing through this?
V by R.
The current that will be flowing through this is equal to V by R. Suppose this voltage is varying with respect to time, right? Now what is your power in this case? Your power is equal to nothing but your how much? That is equal to Vt into It, or am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Vt
Yes, sir.
into It. So now, what is your Vt? That is equal to, I can if I substitute this value, that is equal to V square T by R, right? So this R value is equal to 1. So this will be nothing but your V square T. Yes or no? So
Yes,
so this is the power at any instant of time. Suppose you are interested in the power from T1 to T2. You get it? So that means within a range. So how much it will be? That is equal to P dt integration T1 to T2. That is equal to V square T dt. Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to average, you have to calculate the average power. So then what is this? That is equal to 1 upon T2 minus T1. Yes, T1 to T2. that is equal to t is equal to 1 upon t2 minus t1 integration t1 to t2 v square t dt. That's what I have told you in the past in the book. I have shown in this, right?
Oh,
You just see that one. Are you getting my point? So that means we have calculated from here. So what is this xt square dt? This is nothing but your energy. And what is your power? Power is nothing but your, it will make or it will divide upon 1 upon 2t, then it will give rise to your power, right? So instead of Vt, we can take any arbitrary signal that is equal to xt. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we come to our point. So now we have seen, we have just checking one example that is equal to xn is un minus u of n minus 6. I am interested to calculate what is the power of the signal as well as what is the energy of the signal. I told you how this signal is look like. That means what is the graphical way of representation of the signal, right? So already I told you by graphical representation, I can represent this un minus u of n minus 6 by this way, right? Now, what will be your energy of this signal? How to calculate your energy? According to formula, your energy will be represented as summation n is equal to minus infinite to infinite x of n whole square, right or not? So that means it is consist of 6 samples. So that is equal to, it will start from n is equal to 0 to how much? 5. Because already we have seen why it is 5, because it is only up to 0 to 5. So 1 square. So this will be equal to how much? That is equal to 6. Any doubt? Please tell me. For n is equal to 0, 1, n is equal to 2, 1, n is equal to 3, 1, n is equal to 4, 1, n is equal to 5, 1. So if you add it, it will give rise to your 6. So in this case, your energy is becoming finite. Now, what is the power in this case? Can you able to calculate what will be the power in this case? Your power is equal to how much? Your power is equal to 1 upon 2n plus 1, that limit n tends to infinite, sorry, I'll write it correctly. So power is equal to limit n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1 summation n is equal to minus n to n x of n whole square. So now I can write limit n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1 summation, this will become equal to n is equal to 0 to 5. Anybody has any doubt? So 1 square is equal to 1. So now how much it will be? So it will be nothing but this part will give rise to 6. So limit n tends to infinite 1 upon 2n plus 1, 6. So how much it will be? That is equal to 6 by infinite. That will give rise to 0. So in this case, your energy is equal to finite and power is equal to 0. So energy finite and power is equal to 0. So this signal is called an energy signal. Anybody has any doubt? Please tell me. Right? Now I'm giving some questions to you. You just try to find out in your home that whether these signals are energy signals or these are called your power signals or neither energy nor power signals. Anybody want to ask any questions? Now by yourself, you check in your home.
Small doubt, sir.
Yeah, please tell.
Sir, for energy signals, like while finding average power, we'll divide by 2t, sir. But while coming to these discrete signals, why do we add +1, sir?
Very nice question. That means you have not understood this thing. Suppose a signal is present. In case of a discrete signal, the signal is present for discrete interval of time. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very nice. Suppose this is your 0, this is equal to 1, 2, 3. This will be -1, -2, -3. Suppose I will take from -n to +n, that is -3 to +3. How many samples are present here?
6.
5, 6, 7. 6 or 7? What do you mean by 7? 7. This is equal to -n to +n. So 0 is coming. Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes.
So that's why we are writing that is equal to 1 upon 2n plus 1. But in case of free integration, but exactly it is a continuous, so that is equal to minus T2, or we can directly divide it into 1 right?
Yes.
So in case of the discrete case, additional sample is coming, and that is sitting at 0. So that's why you are writing 1/2n plus 1. So in your book it is written here. Just I am telling you where it is. Yeah. By dividing the number of points in the interval, that is, suppose we take the interval that is n2 to n1, then n2 minus n1 plus 1. So that means this is your total number of samples. That's why you are writing 1/2n plus 1. And remember, in case of the discrete, there is an additional one sample is existing. But in case of the continuous, there is an additional sample, right? So this is the reason we are writing 1/2n plus 1. In case of the discrete domain, in case of the continuous domain, we are writing 1/2. I hope it is clear to you.
Yes.
Fine. So now I am giving some suggestions to you. Your home, just say by yourself. That is the signal source. You have the textbook. I have sent the textbook to all of you. Might be everybody has received CS has sent it to everyone. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There is a question that is equal to page number 57. If you go to your page number 57, determine the E infinite and E for each of the following signals. There are so many are given. X1 T. If you go to your this, let me go to your this 57 page. Not in soft copy, it may not be 57. It will be slightly more. In hard copy, it is 57. Yeah, this is the page. Now there is a question number 1.3. You can see in your textbook. There are certain signals are given, that is, determine the values of P infinite as well as E infinite for each of the following signals. X1 T is given e to the power minus 2t ut. X2 T is given e to the power j2t plus pi by 4. X3 is given that is equal to cos t. X1n is given that is half to the power n u of n. X2n is given that is equal to question number E. X2n that is e to the power j pi by 2n plus pi by 8. X3n that is cos pi by 4n. So now you have to tell whether these signals are energy signals or power signal. That means you have to compute P infinite as well as E infinite, and if this condition is satisfied, that is energy is finite, power is equal to 0, that is called energy signal. If power is finite and energy is infinite, that is called your power signal. If none of the condition is satisfying, then that is called your neither energy nor power signal. I hope it is clear to you, and time is over. If you want to ask any questions, you just ask, otherwise we can discuss the rest thing in next class. So anybody want to ask any questions, please ask me. Bhumesh, Prajapat, Durga, Harsini, Chandru, Deepa, Dhanantraj, Divan Kumar, Harishankari, Kalidas, Ajay Kumar, Nabin Chandra, Kopera Suni, Dhanush, Likita, Jaswant, Yaswant, Madhusudan, Mahesh, Hemasi, Yaswant, Muphet, N. Bamsi, Pavitra, Prasant, Praveen, Mahidhar, Resma, Sanjay Reddy, Satish Maram, Sheikh Farid, Sridharth, Srinidhi, Bhavya, Takif, Venkat Sai Teja, Dharma Arsit, Badhiv, Jahag, Sri Harsa, Barsa, Harish Sai, Binod, Vikas, Winston, Y, Kalipavan, Ahmad, Thomas, Priya Darshika, Sheikh Sanjat, and Yaswant. Okay, then you just try to do these problems, numericals. Next class we'll meet on Monday. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.